Hey guys, this is chapter 3 with regards to positive and negative integers. So today what we'll be doing is talking about positive numbers and negative numbers. One of the things that I really think about when I think of positive numbers and negative numbers is a number line. And so as you can see, 0 is pretty much that neutral number that separates the negative from the positive. And one of the things I want you to think about with a number line, you basically have two movements or two directions. To the right, you're going to move positive. These numbers are going to get larger. And to the left of 0, they're going to get smaller or negative. So at some point, when you use a number line, whether it's a horizontal or vertical number line, think about direction and how that relates to the size of the number or the quantity. For example, in this case, it's getting larger. The number is getting larger anytime you move to the right, getting smaller anytime you move to the left. So what we want to do is we want to talk about numbers and think about where they relate on a number line. So we count back -1, -2, -3, and -4. So if we were to look at -2, we would see that it fits right here on this number line. If we grab a different color and show +1, number +1 is going to fit right here on this number line. So I think you should not have any more difficulty with regards to positive and negative numbers once you visually take a look at this. So if we were to find -4, we can start at 0 and count back: -1, -2, -3, and -4. So -4 would be located on this axis or this line, showing where -4 is. Okay, so I don't think I need to demonstrate problem number 2, but once again, find a neutral point and then just count forward positive numbers and then count back negative numbers. And anytime you're comparing two numbers, for example, if let's say we have a -2 here, and let's say then you also have a -1. -1 is larger. They're both negative, but as you can see, the -2 is smaller or further away from 0. Therefore, it is less than -1. Okay. If perfect opportunity to now move into absolute value. So absolute value refers to the distance away from 0. So basically, even if you have a negative number in the brackets, it's going to be a certain distance away on the left-hand side of 0 than the same as a positive. So in this case, -11 and +11 have the same distance away from 0. So therefore, all absolute values, meaning all numbers that are in these brackets, which means absolute value, are positive. So you can basically see, in this case, this is a +11. Even if we had a -11 here in the absolute value brackets, it would still be 11. It's 11 numbers away from 0. So in this case, this would be a +6. And therefore 4 plus 6 is 10. Now when we are looking at these values, yes, this 7 would be a positive. I'm going to just try to identify positive numbers. So yes, 7 and 4 are both positive, but it's asking you to take away the positive from the other positive, which is 7 minus 4. And there's your 3. Let's go ahead and now move into some addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of positive and negative numbers. So right off the bat, I want you to think about the relationship with regards to a number line with addition and subtraction. If we start at the number 8, we are at a +8, and this is the distributive property. We are multiplying a positive times a negative, and so a positive times a negative is a negative, and therefore this is a -4. What we're going to do is we're going to take away 4 from 8, and 8 minus 4 is 4. Take a look at problem number 8. We start with a -7. And we're adding 2. So once again, think about this number line. Adding positive, moving to the right, we're adding 2. So this is going to be -6 and then -5. We add 2 to a -7, we get -5. I think the number lines really help out because it kind of helps you to figure out which direction you need to move. For example, at a -11, we're not adding 7, moving to the right. We're actually taking away 7 more. So we're going to move -12, -13, -14, -15, -16, 17, and 18. Each speed bump I'm making is basically referring to moving to the next number to the left of the number line. So -11 minus 7 is a -18. Now we move into some multiplication and division. Once again, negative times negative, oh, I messed that up, sorry. Negative times negative equals a positive. If you have a negative times a positive, that equals a negative. And you guys all know that positive times positive equals positive. So memorizing those concepts are important. And then what you can do is you can then, we can erase this and kind of think about the same with regards to division. So negative divided by a negative is a positive, and negative divided by a positive is a negative. So obviously it relates with division the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a few problems now that we understand this. So this is a positive number and this is a negative number. So therefore it fits this formula. We're dividing a positive with a negative, therefore 12 divided by 6 is 2, but it's a -2. You can see a positive and a negative divided by a positive and negative is a -2. So basically you can kind of think about these problems in this way, and obviously know your multiplication facts and just apply these rules to the basic multiplication facts. We know that 9 times 3 is 27, but a negative and a negative, well, it does equal a positive 27. Once again, this is a distributive property, so when you have a negative sign times a negative sign, the parentheses means multiplication, you actually get a positive. So this problem would be 4 plus 3. That's a tricky one. This negative times a negative will equal a positive. So problem number 12 would be 4 plus 3, which is 7. Negative number, positive number, 45 divided by 9 is 5, but a negative divided by a positive is a negative, so that is going to be a -5. And last but not least, a positive times a negative, once again, fits right into this kind of formula. You know that one positive and one negative will equal a negative, so 6 times 3 is 18, but it's a -18. I wanted to just talk about a word problem for just a second. If you are paying a fee, that means they're taking away a certain amount of your money each and every month. That's called a withdrawal or a debit. And so if they are doing this for 6 straight months, basically you at the end of those 6 months are going to have $12 less. So once again, this was a shorter video, but you can see we're using integers and graphing them using a number line. I think it visually helps you to understand which direction you're moving. With regards to thermometers, that's obviously more of a vertical number line. You may want to do that. Deposit is addition, withdrawal is subtraction. So once again, that positive and negative relationship. Absolute value, once again, is this symbol. It relates to how far it is away, the number from 0. It can apply to a negative and a positive number. That all numbers within this absolute value bracket will be positive. All the formulas that we addressed on this page or screen will help you to solve your basic multiplication facts. Okay, so once again, good luck, and this is chapter 3 with integers. Enjoy.